Well, recently the House Judiciary Committee asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to show up so they could, question her is what they wanted to do. And so she arrived as she's supposed to, and she started taking questions. But you need to know something in advance. Recently, the Attorney General released roughly 3 million pages of Epstein documents. And I mean 3 million pages, and that's a lot. They put them on computers, try to file them and do the best you can with them. But here's something you didn't know. Most of those files, or many of those files, were redacted. Certain things were crossed out, names, what have you. All sorts of different things were crossed out. In the black markings, you've seen that before. But this one, the House said, we want to see the unredacted files. We want to see everything. So the Attorney General said, okay, you want to come on over to my place, take a seat, pull up in front of a computer, and you can look at every single thing unredacted. You can go through all 3 million pages yourself and see every name, everything that we know. And a number of members did. Now, what is that important? Well, at this particular hearing that she was under, they started peppering her, the people like, what's her name, Japaya Parmala and Raskin and some of those other folks. And then she suddenly held up a file. And the file indicated the names and the individual names of the Congress who were there. And it was a file she held up. You know what that file was? That was a file that showed each and every member of the House of Representatives who decided to come over to the Justice Department and view the 3 million file pages unredacted. And it recorded everything they watched. Everything they looked up, everything they decided to clear out, everything they wanted to see, the computer was logging it. And when they were done, a file was put together that's showing which congressman or congresswoman it was and exactly the names of the people they were looking at. And she had that file at the meeting and she let it out. Suddenly, people were, let's put it this way, many members of Congress were outraged. Ms. JFL said, you're spying on the members of Congress. And Raskin, he said, this is a blatant abuse of power. Well, is any of it illegal? Don't know, don't think so. They came over to her place, sat down at her computers, plugged in their login and password, and they started looking. The computer was recording everything they looked at. Now, were they looking at names of people to get things taken care of? Or were they looking at their name, their own name, to see if they were in the Epstein files? Yeah. Were they looking at other people's names? So everything they looked at, everybody's name they looked at, every person they looked at. And interestingly enough, when confronted, some of the congressmen, the names that she mentioned, most people don't know who they were and why they were being looked up for whatever reason. But now it turned into a ruckus. It turned into yelling, screaming, hollering, and pretty heated, folks. But now it was a trap. And Pam Bondi now has the information all these congressmen wanted to see unredacted. They wanted to see what names they were looking at, what people they were looking at, and even checking their own names to see if they were in the Epstein files. Are things going to start happening? Well, they're already happening over in Europe. People in Europe are stepping down all sorts of high political places, kingdoms, what have you. Folks are stepping down or being arrested, all kinds of stuff because their names are popping up. Will those same names start popping up here in the United States? Well, only time will tell. But what we're going to have to do now is to wait and see exactly what happens in Congress. And will those names come out? Will more names come out? And will big names start dropping that you're going, really, we didn't know that? Which might explain why, during the Biden administration, that never did they ever get into discussing Epstein, Donald Trump, or anybody else during the entire Biden time, and especially when they figured they could have destroyed Donald Trump with the Epstein files, they would have. But right now, that's the only thing they've got. They're yelling and screaming, Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. But the names are starting to come out. And those names are pointing in a very interesting direction. and a direction that many will not like. And now you know.